So it's Wednesday. Normally Thursday I do a video and I feel compelled to come on. Even looking at my face, this is not normal how somebody should look. Like I went to bed early, didn't have the best of sleep to be fair, but I did go to bed early and I have been. I'm currently in my period. My periods I'm really heavy because I'm not on any contraceptive pill or anything like that. Since my thyroid, I decided to stop taking the pill. I just feel so wiped out. I mean, you can see my eyes just look like puffy and just don't look great at all. So yeah, I was just compelled to come on, and I'm on my period, so I know that I'm feeling a little bit more emotional, oversensitive, but I'm just frustrated that I've been doing these videos, even though I've missed one or two, for weeks now. I'm still no different. In fact, I feel like I'm a bit worse, like with my weight. What is it going to take? What is it going to take to get myself in a good place where I'm happy? You know, I want to help other people, but how can I help other people if I can't even help myself? And I think that's the main thing that's in the back of my head, thinking, like, I need to know how to get my life in order. I need to know how to do it, and I need to do it to be proof to go, look at this is what works for me. It's not going to work for everybody because everyone's different, but at least if I'm in a good place, then I can look at different things. I can do my podcast, I talk to different people and just try to bring something to that people. I feel like even crying now. I feel so emotional. But anyway, I started jotting some stuff down. I can't even speak. So I'm just going to read what I wrote down. So it's a little bit more structured. So the first thing I wrote is I feel so overwhelmed with life. And I think I've always valued freedom and choices in life. And right now I feel stuck. And there's things that's out of my control and some things that I feel bad about. I feel guilty about that. I feel bad about them as well. And I'm going to start as well by saying, I am grateful. I do practice gratitude. I am grateful that, I've got a nice home. I've got a wonderful partner. I've managed to have a child. Like, I've got a mum and dad who loves us. I've got a sister. I've got my niece who loves us, who I love. I've got family. I've got good friends. So I've got access to water, to food. I've got all my basic needs. All my basic needs are met. I feel loved. I feel, I can have food. All my basic needs are met. And I always think when someone's basic needs are met, then they want more. Like, we always want more, I think, as humans. So, someone might say, well, be grateful. There's some people in the world who haven't got a house, haven't got food. And I think you're totally right. They want what I've got. And then, like I said, I've got what that next person's got. That person will want what the next person's got. And there's always like that hierarchy of needs and wants. And I think when you live in life, who's to say you can't and shouldn't have what you want in life, as long as it's not hurting somebody else? Why can't I say, well, I want this or I want that? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, went off on a tangent there. And I think the overwhelm is mostly from not having good systems and a routine in place. And I think this is something that will help anybody, no matter what might or might not work for them. I think having a system, no matter what that system is, and having a routine, whether that needs to be super flexible or super disciplined, depending on your personality, I think everybody needs a good system and good routines in place. And that's what I haven't got. And the thing is, it's not because I haven't put them in place. I've tried to put systems and routines in place. Like, I've got a schedule where, like, on a Tuesday, I do like my Forex stuff, and there's a criteria of things that I have to do, and the rest's just kind of like, if I get around to doing them. So it's a bit more flexible. Wednesdays is anything to do with me music. If I need to record, practice, it's Wednesday today. Thursdays is my Good Life Guru, which is my podcast. I want to work on my website, working on helping people, but also education, learning about the mind. Doing these videos, which again, it is Wednesday, but I just had to come on today. So I'm putting my routine in place, but what'll happen is one day I'll wake up and go, ugh, I'm not in the mood. And I do what I want in that mood, and I do something else or don't do anything at all. And then things back up and then I feel overwhelmed. And then systems, I mean, for example, right, this is going to sound so ridiculous. So when you've got a business, you've got systems in place. You have to run a proper business. So for example, you've got a system in place so that when somebody rings, and the query a job, you know, you log that query, you follow up on that query. If they want to book it, you've got a booking system that you put things in, you send them a confirmation, put it in your diary, then you've got a plan in place where the week before, you know, you might confirm those jobs. This is kind of things that I do. So that's kind of my working system, but I think we need systems in life as well. So for example, like you know, where you put your mail, where do you put stuff that's important that you need to then recheck? I'm just trying to think of other things, like emails, organizing emails. I've got fucking so many email addresses. It's unreal. I need to like whittle them all out, whittle them down. And even things like me, like I've got like my photo gallery for obviously my kids' parties, me singing. I've got videos of places where I saw my songs, where I saw the lyrics, and bookings. And sometimes what can happen is, so say for example, I download a song, I don't put it in the right place. So sometimes I'm finding that I'm constantly or certificates. I might make new certificates for my kids' party business, and they should be in one place, and sometimes they're not. And I have to look for them, and it stresses us out because I think when we folders and everything's all over the place. And that must be some sort of OCD for me, because it really stresses me out. And sometimes I do sit and I tidy things up, but then I need a system in place so that it doesn't get messy in the first place. So anyway, this is why I'm overwhelmed. I feel like my house is a mess. I feel like my folders in my computer are a mess. I feel like there's no structure. Everything's just a mess and my head hurts. With the house, in fact, I've wrote things down, so I'm going to go through, come back to the home one. So I think one of the things which makes us feel guilty is my daughter Ruby. So she's 7 going on 17, I swear to God. And she has been like that for a couple of years now. But obviously I love my daughter more than anybody and anything like in this world. I don't think I could be here without her. I really don't. But I currently feel really drained by her, and she's triggering us a lot. I've read Conscious Parent, and I'm quite a conscious parent anyway, and sometimes I'm careful on what I say to her, but then because I'm in this mood and things happen, then I say things and I shouldn't say things. Do you know what I mean? And and then I feel guilty. I feel like a bad parent. But everything is a battle with her. Like I'm not enjoying her company. I'm just not. And I don't know if I'm the only parent. So if you're a parent watching this and you can relate, tell us I'm not alone, because I feel so bad. Even just getting her out of bed in the morning to get her ready for school is a battle, and I know other people struggle for this. And I hate having to like raise my voice. And some people say, well, why do you need to raise your voice? Don't raise your voice. I'm like, that's the only thing that works. Like, she needs to hear that there's a thing of urgency to go, come on, like, you know, time is ticking. And I've even thought about homeschooling because of our behaviour and because of, you know, I feel bad that I'm having to drag her out of bed when she's still tired. And I tell her to go to bed earlier, we'll put her to bed earlier, but she's just constantly hyper and energetic. That doesn't matter what we try, she'll still find a way to still not go to sleep after 10 in our bed, but she'll not go to sleep. And so I'm really struggling. Getting her up early just doesn't seem to work. So that's a battle. And then getting her into school is a battle. I mean, the last few days she's been okay, but getting her into school is a battle. And then even picking her up and saying, hi, babe, you had a good day. And she just, it's just so funny when you see all these parents, all these kids like talking and skipping away and like, and then something will happen and she'll go in a huff and go in a mood, or she'll lash out at you and hit you. And it's just horrible. It's just horrible. And my heart sinks. I think I just want to have a good time. Obviously, when we talk, I feel so embarrassed. I'm crying, but on Hayley. So like we'll get in the car, yeah, and she'll do things like that. And if she'll be, I'm hungry, and I'm like, oh, like sometimes I'll bring her treats, but she knows it's not all the time. It's just every now and again, really. And she kicks the back of your seat and stuff, and you're like, Ruby, like that's not going to get you what you want. And obviously I'm always firm and fair when I'm speaking, but then I lose my shit because I'm like, hang on, I'm the mother. Like, I don't talk to you like that. Do not talk to me like that. And I'm like, I don't want to get to that point. And then she slams the door and she gets out and expects me to carry everything, which obviously as soon as I make her come back and help. What do you want for tea? She wants snacks. And we're not having snacks when I have tea. Then it's a battle. Then we're trying to do an activity, and even activities is just so controlling. And you might say something and she'll go, no, this, and I'm like, oh, but it's constantly, and it's like, I'm not I can't give it away and go, yeah, you can just do what you want, because that's not how life works. So I'm trying to give it a balance between, like, okay, well, now it's my turn because that's just your turn. 2 seconds, I'm just gonna have to press pause. So David come back in with a dog then. I've just put my coat on because it's freezing. So anyway, with Ruby, so yeah, so that's kind of like how she is, and it just makes it really difficult because it drains us, and I feel like I haven't got energy to engage with her the way that like I'd like to, and that I know she would like me to as well. She's very demanding, she's got a short temper, she's argumentative, she seems to say I want to do the opposite. And like, I mean, she's got loads of great qualities, by the way. I'm obviously just whinging about the negatives here. But it seems like it's extreme. It seems like it's not just our normal kid, it's like that it's extreme. And it's constant, it's daily. And I just want to like have fun with that. I'm just finding it really hard to communicate with her at the minute, is the best of my efforts. Like I'm finding it really hard. Then there's work, and I'm sorry I'm having a big rant. I'm hoping that someone will relate, and maybe this will make you feel a bit more normal, or comment and help me feel a bit more normal. So work, I feel really dissatisfied with how I'm spending my time. Like I've got gigs and parties, but there's so much planning and preparation, and I feel like it's taken over my life. I mean, and these are things that they don't need to be done. It's me. Like I'll say yes to things. So like a friend of mine was looking for a 60s singer to do a 60s night, and I said yes, I'll learn some songs. I don't do really many 60s songs. It's a night after my clubland night. So my clubland night is Friday, 60s is Saturday. So obviously I've got to learn songs, I've got to source the songs, I've got to put the set list on and stuff like that, which doesn't seem like it's hard, but I feel like it's the energy it's taken, and then to rehearse, remembering the words, which, don't get us wrong, I've got a backup. So on my iPad, I can get the words on anyway as a backup thing. But then the clubland, I've got 2 other girls singing this time. I let them in there. I'm recording. Go on in, potty, put the pink blanket on me. Where was that at? I'm distracted. So I've got 2 of the girls singing, but then I'm having to, I should have thought about this first, but I'm having to kind of source the music, keep changing the music, edit the music. And the girls got together the other day to rehearse, and it's going to be amazing. I'm glad I've got them because they're going to be amazing, but I feel like it's just extra thing to kind of do. Then I've had to change the structure around, and then now because I'm doing the clubland versus 90s, I'm having to do new songs. I just feel like it's a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot when I'm saying it out loud, but the time it takes, then obviously recording the backing vocals to bump up some of the tracks. Obviously I've had my Halloween parties, which were just mental. 5 parties in 3 days. And the thing is, I don't want to work weekends, but that's all so I feel like I'm in the house doing, like, preparing all this stuff, and then I'm working on a weekend. I feel like I'm not getting any me time or doing anything that I enjoy other than eating, which is a massive problem, which I'll get into in a minute. I want to spend time with friends and family. I want to go out for meals with my family and go out with my friends, not necessarily getting drunk, just seeing life happen. And I've been stuck in 4 walls. I think that's the worst thing anyone can do, is not have a job where they can engage with people and just be stuck in, or not have a balance between, if you work from home, you need to have a good social life. And if you work and then you're seeing people constantly, then you probably want to come home and be on your own. But yeah, I feel like working on the weekend is just, it's far too much energy, too much stresses. And then moving on to the home, got 2-bedroomed house, and there's no space. Like, everything always seems cluttered and messy, and dirty, and it prevents us from feeling relaxed without looking around thinking, oh, I've got to put them clothes away. Oh my God, the Ben's left our things out and she doesn't put them away. And just it hurts me eyes. Like, I'm looking around, it really hurts me eyes, and I just can't. That's what I feel like. I feel like I can't just relax. It's horrible. And I just feel like I need a bigger house. And then Christmas is coming. I have to go for all of my stuff, which is extra things I need to do. And then obviously, because I'm at home all the time as well, I don't really get a break. And then when it's my night off from Ruby, David does bedtime routine. Ruby always wants me and keeps crying for me. So I just feel like I never get time on my own. on my own truly, because David's in the house all the time as well. And so moving on to my body and my health. So obviously I've been previously diagnosed with an underactive thyroid. I had put on weight then, I'd lost it, stopped my medication, lockdown happened, back on medication for a bit, stopped again. But this time, lockdown, it's pretty 2022 now, and I'm still 3 stone probably overweight, 2 stone heavier than I was before lockdown, when lockdown started. So 13 stone, probably even more, because I feel like I've got bigger. But and then obviously I was low on folic acid, so I've still got my tablets that I take now and again, but I just feel like my energy isn't consistent. Some days I'm really bad, some days I'm okay. When I'm on my period, like I am this week, I just feel wrecked. I don't take any normal pills anymore, but I'm struggling to eat what I know, food that I know my body needs. Like I've got food there, and I was having bananas the other day, and I thought actually this is quite enjoy this. I have some fresh orange juice. It actually you feel good and light and good, but for some reason I just want to sit and eat crisps and bread, which has a knock-on effect. Like this morning I was like, I've got 3 days till Clubland, like today, tomorrow, and then the Friday, 3 days Clubland, but 3 days to, do a bit of keto, not have any carby stuff, so my belly goes down. And what I do since I come from the school run, jam on toast and a cup of coffee. So I just can't snap out of it. And I think one of the things is, in that moment, that food, it's the only thing that brings us any sort of pleasure. And I know that it's my body's way of getting that dopamine hit, or whatever it is, serotonin, dopamine. I'm getting that hit of pleasure. And for some reason I can't go, no, I'm going to suffer and go without, because, long term, I'm going to regret that I wasn't disciplined. I know that. It's just hard. I don't know how to do it. Other than get myself out of the situation, but I can't get myself out of the situation because I need to be in the house, because I need to do all these things, and it's just a spiral. Also, I'm not in the mood to exercise, and I just feel like I haven't got the energy, and I know that the foods I'm eating aren't helping. But with all the stuff that I'm talking about, it's like I need to put it in order so I know what to tackle first, so that like everything else has a knock-on effect. And then obviously we've got like David. I think like we're so similar in so many ways, and I think the little things that I get bugged about him. It's the fact that I'm bugged. It's bugging me that I'm like that myself. Like in the morning we're both tired. Nobody wants to get out of bed, but Ruby still needs to go to school, so we need to get up. And I think having that person that's also I'm tired, it's like keep me sure I feel like, and it's just a low vibration. And sometimes when one of us tries to like pick it up, and then the other one's then it just will keep going down. And obviously David's not really doing well. He started football, which is good, so that's getting him out the house again, because he wasn't doing anything for him, to be fair, so that's good. But yeah, but sometimes I feel like it is my responsibility, do you know what I mean, to get things done. And even just like, buying stuff for Christmas, it'll be me searching, looking, thinking about going on holidays or doing activities, it'll be me looking. I think I just added extra on. And then friends, like I have got a good variety of friends, but sometimes I feel like there's no one that really gets me. I always feel like I'm always like not out of place, but not that I don't fit in, it's not that I want to fit in, but I mean, when you meet somebody, you think, oh my God, well, I do actually, like, I've got a friend Louise, and I've got Jenny, who I get on with really well, and Joe. So I have got a few friends that were, I mean, obviously Gemma's my best mate, but we're very different as well, which makes it good as besties. But at the same time, it's me and Gemma don't just ring each other and go out. We'll ring and we talk, and we've got singing and coming, and we get each other, and we know when each other is like upset and stuff like that, and we're there for each other, always will be. But I mean, like, a friend who wants to do things that I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like my friend Rachel, who, bless her, she doesn't want to drink. So, not that I want to drink, but I just want to go and have some proper belly laughs. I want to go out and see the world, see that it's a living, go to comedy clubs, go for a game of pool, go for a walk along the beach on a night time. Like, I want to do things like that. And I just feel like I need to find like a little clique that we can go out and just have a good time. And then also me time, like me time. I feel like I don't have me time. I feel like if I do have any me time, I go, because I feel so overwhelmed, I try and still work to eliminate the to-do list, to get things done out of the way, not recognizing that I need that downtime. But my brain, it doesn't rest. So it's like, well, what's the point? What's the point in having downtime? I'm not going to enjoy it. when I could just be doing the things that I'm sitting there stressed about. And that's kind of like that. I want to just be able to put a movie on and watch a movie without, Mom, I want Mom tonight. Mom. Do you know what I mean? I can't. Anyway, that's my little rant. How long have I been ranting for today? Can't even say a time. But yeah, I don't know what to do. And now I wrote that down. I'm going to go and recess it. I'm going to add some more things to it. And I'm going to think about if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was someone else I was giving this advice to, you know, what would I tell them and how would I help them, and see if that works. And yeah, see if I can put it in order of like what I need to eliminate or what I need to bring in. And I think I said this last week when I've been reading a book from my mum. Said sometimes we're thinking about all the negatives, and sometimes we need to inject those bits that, for example, like me, the only thing I'm enjoying is food. Well, okay, well, go and do something else that you enjoy. And then when you're doing that, and it's going to kind of give you that hit, you're not going to then want the food as much to get some enjoyment from. So it might make you eat better, which might then make you feel better, look better. So I do kind of need to do that. And one of the things is socializing, but at the minute I just feel like even socializing I haven't got the energy for. And I've got loads of work to do. I'm a mess. I am. The state of this man. I'm just awful. And I've got this bit of skin that's dark and it's a bit lumpy. Look at the state of my nails, man. I'm just not taking any care of myself. It's just, what is wrong with this? Anyway, I'm going to log off. Because I've done this video today, I probably won't do one tomorrow. But I'll let you know how my little thing goes when I've finished writing it down. And if I come up with a way on how to get yourself out of this mess, and that's another thing, people say, oh, just talk to people. I know for a fact, if I put a status on, for an example, and say, I'm really struggling, I feel really down, people will go, here if you need to talk. Hope you're okay, send love, send and kisses. And then you go, okay, well, that was nice. You know, people are, you know, reaching out, but then what? Then what? It's not going to change anything that's wrong in my life. That person that says, I'm here, you want to talk? Are they really there? Like, are they really? Could I just message them, go, look, I need to talk? I mean, I know some people are and would, but then when you talk to them, you almost feel like you're depressing them and that you don't want to be a burden on them. And you can tell them all your issues, but then it must be more frustrating because they can't help you. Well, they might. Somebody might say something that you go, oh, it's a good idea, but I just can't see that happening. I think from the experience of doing things like that, people don't know how to help you. They don't. They say things to you that you know, that you already know. It's not the knowing, it's the doing. I think that's the main problem. I know that I'm going to look better and feel better if I eat my greens and if I eat my fruit. That's all good saying, you know, get up and have a healthy breakfast, you know, go for a walk, listen to some music. Like, I do those things. Still this bloody mess. Anyway, I'm going to go and I'll keep you all updated. Thanks for watching.